Hi guys, it's Mono. How's everyone doing? Good. I hope. Today I'm reviewing the Eau de Parfum version of L'Interdit by Givenchy. It rhymes. Love it when a plan comes together. So when this fragrance came out, a couple of people commented on other videos of mine saying, when are you going to review it? And to be honest, most of the time I don't even know what day it is. I get so busy and let alone, remember what perfumes I should be trying. But recently something came up on my Facebook group and I thought, I'm going to get a sample, I'm going to wear it, I'm going to try it. So here I am, reviewing it for you today. So this fragrance has me a little bit confused. The original version of this is a relaunch. It is, in my eyes, a resurrection of the original L'Interdit, which came out in 1957, which was made for and worn by Audrey Hepburn, none other. Apparently she wore this fragrance for a year before its release. Not this one, the original one. Apparently she wore it for a year before its release. And for me, looking at the note lists of both of these fragrances, to me there's a huge disconnect. It feels like there's not even going to be anything similar between them. And after smelling this, I really want to try the original even more so than I did before. Anyway. This fragrance came out in 2018 and like I said, it's the Eau de Parfum version. They did release an Eau de Toilette version last year. So this was made by 3 perfumers, one of whom is my favourite perfumer in the world, Dominique Ropillon. He's amazing. The other one is Fanny Bal and the third one is Anne Flippo. I'm not familiar with too much of her work. Fanny Bal, I have tried a few of hers. Dominique Ropillon, I've tried loads. So let me give you the note list and I will tell you about how it smells. So the top notes are bergamot and pear. The heart note is a triple white floral thing going on, tuberose, jasmine and neroli. And then the base notes are patchouli, vetiver, ambroxan, and something that I can't really see in this crazy ass light. Oh, it's vanilla. Yeah, those are the 4 base notes. So I always really like the way that designer perfumes try to sell you the perfume. L'Interdit means the forbidden. This is about the forbidden, it's about the thrill of the forbidden, it's a floral woody, and there's all of these funny little tidbits and things about the way this fragrance is going to draw you in. But here's how I think it smells. Let me just spray it wet on this hand. I'm at the very end of my sample. I'm surprised it's even going to spray. I thought it might just be empty when I tried to spray it in the review. But no. I've tried this 4-5 times now. So how does it smell? I'm attracted to white florals. This is part of the reason I wanted to try it anyway. I really want to try the original. The original is like a floral aldehyde centered on iris or orris root, I believe. It's like a powdery aldehyde floral. This one, in my brain of looking at notes on paper, couldn't be more far removed if it tried. So, this is, at first, it's a semi-luscious white floral. It's a triple white floral effect. Sometimes tuberose is the main player, sometimes it's neroli, because there is a certain amount of, I guess, dry greenery to it, but I say semi-luscious because usually white florals are right there in your face, they are rich, they are potent, they are sometimes unforgiving, and I love them for that. It's part of the reason I hunt down white florals. And this one's manageable. It's nothing too groundbreaking or spectacular, but it's pleasant. I think it's okay. Jasmine is there too, and in this one, it's no way any kind of skanky, weird, indolic jasmine. It's a really smooth jasmine, and this whole opening kind of reminds me of Latin Lover by Carna. So if you like this perfume, I would recommend trying Latin Lover by Carna Barcelona. It's kind of in the same realm. This isn't a bombastic white floral. This isn't anything vintage smelling. It smells modern, which is surprising. I think if you're going to relaunch something that was so iconic in the 50s, maybe pay a little bit of an homage to that, or at least have something tie in. So that's where there's a big disconnect for me. I'm not saying it's a bad perfume, I'm trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together here. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, triple white floral, pleasant. You can smell all three of them, but sometimes it's about neroli and tuberose kind of being in a race, I think. Something that I noticed straight away about this perfume is there is a dry, almost kind of scratchy woodiness that's in the background that's waiting to come forward, and it does when it dries. So the thing is, it doesn't really smell like vetiver or patchouli to me. It feels more along the lines of a dry wood, like cedar wood or something. It feels like there's this texture that is in the background that's waiting to just, not surprise you, but it's waiting to just grab hold of those white flowers and pull them down to the depths. And it happens. So about half an hour to an hour in of wearing this, the texture and the tonality of the perfume changes, and what was semi-luscious now becomes much drier. It feels like this, it's almost like a papery type woodiness that starts to come forward and the flowers back off. And that's where I lost a little bit of interest, because if something's going to be a white floral and based on a vintage, I want it to be really white floral, but it's a floral woody, and it's pretty much, that's what it is. It has wood and it has flowers. No frills. Something that's really weird that happens to this, and it's not something that I really expected, but when it's in its much drier stages, probably about 3 or 4 hours in, it starts to take on an almost chypre-like quality. It feels like one of those, I'm not saying it's mossy or anything like that, but it's got that dry, chypre-like feeling that takes away all of the floweriness, and it really goes from flowery to woody. So yeah, that was surprising. I have this perfume by Molinard called Chypre Charnel, which is really beautiful, and the dry down of it feels very familiar to me. It feels like a real almost kind of dusty, woody, flowery perfume, and it's nice, it's really good, but for me it's just that, it's nice. It's got character, it's definitely not boring, but it doesn't really feel like the work of 3 mega perfumers resurrecting an amazing, iconic perfume from the 50s. So the main crux of this review is going to be, there's just a huge disconnect. I'm sure there's a reason they did it that way, but me, over here, little old me, I don't get it. Let's talk about performance. Performance is really good. I really enjoy it. I can still feel it after 7 or 8 hours. It's not a quiet perfume. It's not a weak, not long lasting perfume. It's still there, and it's very apparent for quite a while, but I like that it develops too. I like that it goes from floral to woody, that's cool. But the dry down becomes tiny little bit sharp. It's never really for me vetiver or patchouli. It's a kind of simplistic, almost pencil shaving-y, slightly scratchy wood smell that it ends up with maybe just hints of the flowers that came before. Anyway guys, that's my review of L'Interdit by Givenchy, the Eau de Parfum version. I must accentuate, not the Eau de Toilette one, I don't know what that one's like. And that's it, I'm Arch on my own, trying to make the world smell better, one video at a time. I'll see you guys soon for another review. Goodbye.